Okay, so we got a half hog off of one of our neighbors last Sunday. I helped him load them up. We loaded 3 last Sunday, and I helped him load 3 more today. But anyways, yesterday morning, his wife brought our half of the hog's meat, and we wanted some fat for lard, so she brought the fat, and she had 4 bags this size, and them bags are huge.
Yeah, I don't know how many pounds that is.
I don't know. That's pretty heavy. I don't know what it weighs. So we're rendering it down right now. We're not this bag naturally, but we're rendering a bag down in our roasting pan.
We got 2 of them bags.
Yeah, we got 2 of those bags. They said we could have had 3 of them, but we didn't want. That's a lot of lard. 2's a lot of lard.
And we're doing it for the first time. We wanted to
make sure we knew what we was doing.
Now next year that might be.
Next year, yeah, we'll see what next year brings. But right now we have one in the roasting pan. We have the temperature set on about 285, 290, or 185 to 190. We're trying to let it go slow as we can.
We had it on 150.
150.
Because it was still in one big clump.
My aunt told me that you need to keep it as low as possible, but she does hers in the oven, and our oven will only go down to 200. It won't go no lower than that. So we figured we might as well turn this up to 200 since we're doing it in this instead of the oven. But you can look at that. Some of that, now some of that's going to be gristle. Some of that's going to run through some of that you won't get out. I'm sure that won't render down and melt, but most of this here will, and that's some good looking hog fat.
Very.
So we'll have enough lard to last us quite a while. We'll show you this process throughout, but there's a lot of that, I'm sure. I'm sure all that brown crystal stuff won't melt whenever we run it through the strainer. It'll come out, but we're going to try to can it like my aunt had told me she does. We talked to her yesterday actually about this, so we've never done it before. This is our first time, so we'll bring you along and make sure that you can learn as much as we learn. Well, we're going to do an update quick on this. It's been 3 hours since you've seen it last. It's been 6 hours since we put it on. We weighed the other bag that we showed you a little bit ago, and it weighed 25 pounds. So we're assuming this weighed 25 pounds. This is a 22 quart roaster, right?
22, yeah.
So we looked at it, so we cheated already. We know what it looks like.
Look how it rendered down already.
It rendered down nice. I mean, it's looking good. I honestly don't know how much more it'll render down. We're going to let it go for at least 3 more hours. That would be 9 hours of rendering time. So we're going to let it go at least 3 more hours. Is that too much? Maybe. I couldn't tell you. Some of that I would think would melt down. Some of it I'm sure won't. Like that big clump of gristle right there, I'm sure it's never going to render down. And this here may not either. Like I say, it's been 6 hours. It's been on for 6 hours. 3 hours since you saw it last. It's roughly, we assume it's 25 pounds. So it's been 3.5-ish hours since you saw this last, and it actually isn't looking bad. There's still a lot in there that will break down and melt away. But at this point in time, it is 8 o'clock our time, so we're gonna can up what we got, and we'll stick the what didn't melt away in the fridge and
work on it
maybe tomorrow night or sometime. Oh, tomorrow, no, won't be tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Today's Sunday, the 23rd of October.
So what are you using there?
I'm using some fancy gizmo.
It's like a mesh strainer that has really fine holes in it.
Yeah, it's really fine. You want to make sure you don't get the clumps in your. And I'm just taking this and trying to wring out.
Trying to get as much as we can.
I think a lot of this is going to melt away, but it's getting later in the evening.
We're getting tired.
I gotta go to work. Get up at 5 o'clock, go to work in the morning. She's going to her mother's tomorrow. Gonna spend the day with her mom.
And Dad.
And her dad. Okay, yeah, never thought that. But your dad, he don't work tomorrow. Of course, he retired once, but he still works every day. got some chicken backs off of our neighbor. I don't know how long ago it was, a couple months ago. And we rendered the chicken backs down and got chicken broth. And then when you make broth out of bone broth, when you make bone broth, the fat that's in the bones, the marrow and all that stuff, will float to the top. And we save that. We saved that for beef. We saved it for chicken. Which I didn't realize she saved the chicken fat, but she actually fried the chicken in chicken fat, and oh my God, that was the best chicken.
It made it so
the best fried
crispy.
chicken I ever had.
It gave it a taste and crispness that, I mean, I usually do our fried chicken in shortening to give it a crispy taste because we love crispy, but the flavor that chicken broth or chicken
the chicken fat gave that, oh my lands, it was delicious.
Along with the seasonings I used. Yep. Yeah.
So, and we had fried chicken, and then we also had some sweet potatoes.
Straight from the garden.
They were harvested, I'm not even sure when.
A month ago?
Maybe probably less than a month ago. I will look for that video, and I will link to it right here of us harvesting the sweet potatoes. They were good. The sweet potatoes were. I really ain't sure which was better, the chicken or the sweet potatoes. But either way, they were delish.
He kept looking up from taking a bite and was like, "How'd you make this? Write it down so we can make it again."
Exactly.
So I need to put down how I did the sweet potatoes this time because they turned out perfect.
She did the chicken the same way she always does, other than she used chicken fat instead of whatever fat. Last time she did it, she used beef fat. Tallow is what they call that, but it's really good that way.
So this is just the way we are doing it this time?
Yeah, and we'll learn. We got one more bag, like we said earlier, and we're going to render that down again. So.
And if anybody out there has any other ways that they do it,
yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
Please comment and let us know.
Because it might be way easier to do it somebody else's way than this way, but
we're learning. We definitely don't know how to do this. We don't know how to do a lot of stuff. We just document it on our channel. So
here we are.
Here we go.
A couple minutes later.
I'm not sure how much we got. There's a lot in there. And we got a lot there that didn't render down yet either, but we should get more out of that, but
we're gonna put it through now another
I'm probably gonna make a mess, but
and look how clear. Oh my gosh.
Gonna do this and we'll see how many we get, but this is how we're gonna do it. Unless I get frustrated. I get frustrated fairly quickly, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, I usually keep my cool.
Oh my God, the smell.
So I guess we'll keep this down about an inch from the top. And according to what my aunt had told me, this will seal. It'll seal, and we shouldn't have to worry about it.
That should be good.
So right there is that. So we're going to take this, and we'll try not to burn my hands. I'm just going
to put it over here to the side.
I'm just going to grab a lid. I'm going to wipe that down.
It's going to say a paper towel.
You always want to make sure your lid area is clean. One thing though, using that funnel, like I just showed you, this area should never get nothing on it. As long as you don't touch that with your oily finger. See how, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but I can see the oil on that finger. You don't want to touch that with this finger. So we'll do that. And screw this on. And the heat that's in this jar should snap that lid.
And it's
should.
very warm, so yeah.
According to what my aunt told me, that's how she does hers all the time. And she said, knock on wood, and that's exactly what she did. She's never had an issue with them. So we'll see. We're going to do that. We're going to finish filling up however many jars we get, and we'll show you shortly how many jars we have out of what we got so far. So we got everything jarred up that was liquid. Well, there's like an ounce in there yet. This here wasn't liquid yet, but I'm going to pour it back in the kettle without making a mess. See how good I am? That's just how awesome I am. I'm quite awesome.
You want something to
yeah, probably should scoop it out. I got a wooden spoon here. It's not a spoon, actually. Not sure what it is. I've made her several wooden spoons. She never uses them. She always
They're
buys.
They're so nice.
She always
Look
buys
at that.
the ones.
That's so nice. I got it up at the sink.
She buys the ones she uses. She never uses the ones I make.
Because his is nice, theirs is junk, so we'll use theirs till they fall apart.
So
Which usually ain't long.
If you want any wooden spoons, homemade wooden spoons, let us know. I'll make you one and send it to you. But I will not touch hers. But I do make wooden spoons. Honestly, if you want a wooden spoon, let us know. So, I don't know how much more of that will render down. Honestly, I don't have no idea. But this right here, we're going to put it in one of our refrigerators that we use for our market garden in the summer. Right now, they're empty. There's nothing. We have 2 refrigerators outside that we don't even got nothing in right now. So this is going in there Tuesday morning. Tomorrow is Monday, the 24th of October. Tomorrow's Monday, 24th of October. She's going with her mother. She'll be with her mom all day tomorrow.
And Dad.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, Dad.
And Dad. Hi, Daddy. So this we're going to put in the fridge, and Tuesday morning when I get up to go to work, and trust me, no one wants to be up when I get ready for work.
No.
I've given her heck more than once on get out of
It didn't take very long for me to just stay in bed.
No. It's nicer just to get up and do your own thing. So Tuesday morning before I go to work, Tuesday I'll bring this out, plug it back. Well, I don't know where the rest of it is. Hopefully she don't disappear it from me. It's gone now. This part don't plug in. It sits down inside something.
It will reappear come Monday night.
So I'll plug this back in Tuesday morning before I leave.
I'll go.
And then Tuesday evening when I get home from work, hopefully it's melted down. If not, it'll be Tuesday before we go to bed or whatever. Right now it's like almost 9 o'clock on Sunday evening. And it's too late today. We'll finish it later. But we did actually get 9 jars. So far we got 9 quarts of lard out of the one batch.
Look at that.
And I don't know how many more we'll get, but that will show you when we show you the rendering of that. We'll show you what that looks like. I never heard none of them pop yet, but hopefully they will. But they should be fine like that. Honestly, they should store like that for quite some time. So we'll come back to this Tuesday. Right now it's Monday or Sunday, so we'll come back to that Tuesday.
We'll let you know how them does.
See you all Tuesday. Okay, so Sunday night you seen us do this with the lard, and then today's Tuesday, the 25th of October. We rendered today, and we got 3 more jars is all we got out of it. These weren't quite that dark, but they turned white.
Pure white.
Pure white.
Looks like we canned milk.
It does, but it's not milk. It's still there. And they sealed, actually. They actually sealed. I checked them the other day. Monday night when I got home from work, I checked all of them. Every one of them sealed. Then all we did was that. We just put them in hot and put the lids on. This one here, for whatever reason, it's whiter than the rest. but it never solidified all the way. If you can see that in the camera or not, but it's still liquidy. It's not real liquidy, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not like the rest of these, or all of these are. All those are firm. This in here, for whatever reason, isn't. So one thing we learned doing this, I think anyways, is to not try to rush through it. So the next time when we do that other bag, which I don't know when that'll be, we'll probably put it in the freezer for now. But we'll start it on like probably a Friday night before we go to bed, and then Saturday evening before we go to bed, we'll look and see how it looks. Maybe do it then, or maybe wait till Sunday morning or something to see. But to do it, this here was, I think, 9 or 10 hours cooking, and this here was at least that much again. So we had to heat it back up and all that stuff. And it's darker. I don't know. It'll dry whiter than that, I'm sure, but I don't think it's going to be as clear as what this other stuff is.
It still smelled the same.
Yeah, it does, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it will, but this here way, I think the way we did this, I don't think we're gonna do it like that again. But live and learn. So, anyways, that's our lesson on making lard. If anybody's got any ideas, let us know, because I'm sure this ain't the best way. If you got a better idea, let us know. Till we meet again, take care and God bless.